Hello, everybody. This isn't going to be a particularly normal off-season episode. I made a mistake. I forgot to record most of it. Um, I can do my very best to try and make up for this. So I'm going to try and lead you through what happened this off-season the best I can. So first off, I do actually have the one major trade of the off-season that I'm going to include here. I recorded this before I actually recorded the off-season video. But this team's in a bit of a payroll crunch, and I've decided that in order to try and work on the payroll a little bit, we are going to trade Parker Meadows. Now, Parker Meadows has a no trade clause, but the only team he will accept being there were two teams he was willing to accept a trade to: Florida and Atlanta, which largely led into the decision making behind this deal. I'm also trading Enrique Jimenez because we have a better backup catcher, Collarly. And I'm also shipping off Awada because we're going to call up Nate Crook next season to pitch for us. We're also trading 4th and 5th round picks for Emilio Sanchez, who is quite good. He's a line drive hitter. He had a decent rookie season for Florida with a 124 OPS plus. 17 home runs. His first season was kind of iffy. Actually, he had a decent second season, breakout year. He can play both second and third. I'm going to play him at second. Well, second, third, first, and short. So he can play all around the infield, but I'm going to play him at second base. And I'm also going to acquire a 5th round pick. Can I get a 20th round pick? Okay, I can actually get multiple draft picks. How high up the draft can I go? Well, we're going to see it's very clearly not high. Okay, a 5th and a 19th round pick for 4th and 5th round picks for Florida, as well as these 3 players, all of which who have been quite good in their time here in Detroit. I'm going to miss Parker Meadows specifically. He was very, very good for us over the years. That last season, it's unfortunate that his last season ends like that. And in terms of his fielding, he had a very strong final season for us in the field. But he's 32 years old, and his contract is starting to run up. But not fast enough, so, yeah. Anyways, we're going to make this move, and we're going to move on to whatever the hell I'm going to do next, because I'm recording this before I actually started the off-season episode. Okay, so here are the awards for this season: Connor Bennett, Alan Shonowell, Tommy Roberts, Riley Green, Kevin Roberts. All these guys won Gold Gloves for us. There's the National League. There's Chase Burns, Brainer Sanchez, who you obviously saw has already joined us. So we have both of the leagues. Silver Sluggers, we got literally none because we never do. NL Silver Sluggers. Rookie of the Year, we didn't get anything. NL Rookie of the Year. Weber named 4th straight Manager of the Year. Spathia, NL Manager of the Year. J.J. Musina wins the Cy Young and MVP again, and Ken Parker won the American League MVP, while Jackson Jobe won the National League MVP, his 3rd straight, or 4th straight? I don't know. Okay, so yes, that trade sent away Iwata, Parker Meadows, and Jimenez, and we acquired second baseman / third baseman Emilio Sanchez, who, as you can see here, we then fucking signed him to a long-term extension to keep him here for a long time. Very cost-effective, $9.5 million per season. I really like that. I like that extension. Let's go into the where is it? Transaction history. And most of this is just like scouting discoveries. Okay, we've gone too far back. We signed extensions to a lot of these players here, which is quite common. We let go Barnett, Lee, Pasquantino, Samari, and Tanaka in free agency. Tanaka went to Milwaukee, where he signed a 1-year, $9.2 million contract to play for the Brewers as their first baseman, which is a position that he's probably not particularly suited to play, considering the bat's not good enough to play first base. And I went back too far again. Um, I God, what else did I do? Dan Webb. Yeah. Oh yeah, we lost Dan Webb in the Rule 5 draft, and then before the season, I cut a couple of guys who had like no fucking value. This wasn't a particularly interesting offseason, all in all. Oh yeah, I forgot. We did sign Briner Sanchez as well as Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott signed a 2 year, $18.4 million contract, with the second year being a team option. Am I going to keep Tanner Scott? I'm not sure. Sanchez, he's been a long time Baltimore/Seattle player. He's had some very strong seasons out of the pen. I expect him to have a good season. We only got him on a 2 year, $7 million contract, with the second year also being a team option. I think Sanchez is going to be a fairly solid addition to the bullpen. But I think I should also go back to these three players I traded away, particularly Parker Meadows. So Parker Meadows had a is it still there? Yeah, Parker Meadows has a no trade clause in his contract. Being from Grayson, Georgia, he there was only a few teams he was willing to waive the trade clause to, particularly Washington, not Florida, Atlanta, and Nashville were really the only three teams he was willing to waive the no trade clause to. Florida had really the only trade I was interested in, and Nashville had something vaguely interesting if I remember right. I think they actually moved on from the player, but yeah, Florida and Nashville were like the two real contenders near the end, because Atlanta just they had a couple players that I found interesting, but they just were not willing to make a deal with me. They did not want Parker Meadows. Um, but yeah, getting rid of Parker sucks, because like he's been a very productive player for us for years and years and years, and it was just kind of sad to like his horrendous fucking hitting last year, combined with the fact that the team was really like in a bit of a budget crunch this offseason, led to me making this decision. It sucks. It really does. I like Parker, but it had to happen. We also had players coming up behind him who were just better, hungrier, actually could hit. Um, and the same kind of goes for Jimenez and Iwata. Like Iwata is a good pitcher, and he's on a fairly team friendly contract. Like after his first season, I signed him to like a 5-year deal through the rest of his arbitration. That basically just was like 3.5, 4 million, and like he's a very good pitcher. The problem is, I have what's his name? Nate Crook coming up behind him, and I think Nate Crook has a lot more potential than him. Ground ball guy, three great pitches, projected to have very good control. He has good movement, great stamina. I think that Nate Crook is a very, very good pitcher. It's so yeah. I find it unfortunate that we got rid of Iwata, but it had to happen as far as I'm concerned. And the same goes for him, like for Meadows, because I brought up Ben Fletcher, who's hit fairly well in his first few games in this season, but we'll get into more of that later. Ben Fletcher, he has a fantastic power tool and could be fantastic. Our former 35th overall pick in the first round from us. Again, this guy, he's very solid. Um, and I should probably get more into Sanchez, given that we traded away three solid players for him. we needed a second baseman, and he can play second base. And if you just look at it, good BABIP, good eye. These are usually the type of players that I really really like. He's very the thing is he has power, so he's different from a guy like Tommy Roberts. If you look at what makes Tommy Roberts as effective as Tommy Roberts is, he has big eye, big contact, very good hitter. He doesn't have power, though he has some gap power. But yeah. God, like that was really the one major thing that happened this offseason. Um, I think the preseason predictions are gone, but the preseason predictions have us at 110 wins, which is more than I've ever seen for this team. So I am quite excited. Also, the other guy, Jimenez, we traded him. He was our backup catcher for like 4 years. I traded him because Dave Collerly was coming up, and I just couldn't come up with an excuse to keep him in the minor leagues. While we're at it, I might as well show what our dev lab was this offseason. A lot of it came down to trying to improve pitchers' controls like normal. Jedi Sovers, we failed to accomplish that. Hughes, we also failed to accomplish that. Burns, we did, but for some reason his control stayed the exact same. So I don't know. Young Sung Kim had a massive, big old fucking movement increase, which really was really nice. Colt Keith had a minor power improvement, nothing for Shawnoel. Fletcher improved his BABIP by a little bit. Matt Scott got a little bit of control improvements. And Kenny Williamson didn't get anything. In the second round of this stuff, we had Fletcher. Maybe I didn't. But most of the guys didn't get anything. For some reason, Trent Mabin, I didn't remember putting him in there, but I guess he got a fucking big old defensive improvement, which is nice. Colt Keith got some defensive improvements, which are nice because he was not actually that good of a third baseman last year. Shawnoel got more defensive improvements at first, and Connor Bennett got an outstanding boost at catcher, which is insane given that he's already the best defensive catcher in baseball. So that's nice, I guess. But yeah, this team is interesting. Just in the sense that this team feels like the best team I've ever put together in some ways, and I didn't really do much. Like, it's mainly just me getting rid of some old contracts and calling up newer, younger players to replace these guys who are getting old and starting to fall off a little bit. Losing this offseason does suck because there was actually a couple of decently funny moments during the offseason. But yeah. Also, I forgot to set the player development budget again. Yeah, I'm gonna do that off camera. I know you're technically not allowed to touch it after that, but I always forget to do this, and I always just set it afterwards. Damn, the fucking attendance was way down for Game 2 of the season. But yeah, we have a big old fucking surplus in the budget that we didn't touch, mainly because next year the money's going to get a bit tighter, and apparently it's going to keep getting tighter for years and years to come, so we can't really make any major contract, sign any major contracts, nor do we really need to at the moment. Like, the thing about this team is that we're kind of set at a lot of positions for a while. And the positions that we're not set at, like, I wouldn't say we're set at DH, because, like, I don't really, like, if he continues hitting like he did in his first season, he's not really that good. Like, Guk Sang-ok could easily take the DH spot, because he's not a particularly good defensive player. But my god, does he have a thick fucking eye. Yeah, probably shouldn't say that, but I do kind of mean it when I say this man's eye is like one of the best tools I've ever seen in this game. But yeah, I don't know. In terms of like what the preseason predictions said, it says that New York, both New York teams, us and the Phillies, are going to be near the top of the Metro this year. Houston is expected to beat Washington, and nobody else in this division is supposed to be particularly good. The Rockies and Twins are once again supposed to be the class of the field in the Midwest. And then, like, these same four fucking teams that make it out of the NL West are supposed to every year. Arizona, Seattle, Portland, and LA are supposed to once again be near the top of it. The A's are supposed to be in the mix, but not, like, actually all that good. So, yeah. Expect another fucking fairly standard season of Tigers baseball. And Major League Baseball in general. I don't really have much else to say about our off season. Like I've pretty much gone over everything. Um, let's play let's play a game. It's weird. We're not doing opening day, nor are we doing the second game of the season because I accidentally simmed the second game of the season before all that. But we are doing game 3. Young Sung Kim versus who's Baltimore pitching? Dave Ottavino. Let's get ready for baseball here in Detroit. A vastly improved Young Sung Kim, who actually has movement now, taking the hill for your Detroit Tigers. Kim, and that's a high fly ball the other way. Green fields it nicely, and we are underway. Okay, so we get the first 2 on for Colt Keith. And Keith grounds it right to the first baseman, but they will not turn 2. As Zion Rose comes up with the runners on the corners and walks. Bases juiced. And up comes Nolan Shawnowell. Shawnowell hits a high pop-up, sky high. Should not get the run in from third, and it will not. Williamson has the bases juiced, and he's going to ground out to the second baseman to end the inning. Way to come through in the clutch, guys. And nothing going. And a 2-run home run by Green. And then a double by Rose. Can Shawnowell come through this time? He failed with the bases loaded last time. But this time he rips a pitch up the middle for a base hit. Rose going to come around third, and he scores. It's 3-0 Tigers. Nice at-bat for Nolan Shawnowell. 3-1 to Williamson. Smacks a base hit the other way. They're on first and second with 1 out. Or actually, Shawnowell moves to third. Huh. Well, that's neat. 2 on for Emilio Sanchez. Hits it the other way, right at the first baseman, no double play. Or third baseman, no double play. Fletcher... That's unfortunate. Still 3-0 Tigers. Okay, Burke hits it to the second baseman, Sanchez, and no play at first. Runners on the corners. And that's going to get into the gap. 1 run scores from third. They're going to easily get the guy from first home. And it's a 1-run game in Detroit. Wait, they held the lead runner? What the? They held the trail runner, I meant? The game is tied. Or no, it's not tied. But not a good inning by Kim so far. I was expecting a vastly improved... Okay, and then he balks homer runner. That's neat. Very happy of you, fucking Kim. Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay. He's just unraveling here. Strikes out DeCarlo. And then he strikes out the last 2 batters to keep the game tied, but not a good inning. Okay, so we're trying to make up for it. Bottom of the 5th, we have 2 on, no out. Shawnowell grounds into an inning... Well, not an inning-ending double play, but an inning-killing double play. Williamson grounds out to end the inning. So yeah, that double play absolutely murdered this inning. Okay, you know, that's going to be the end of the night for fucking him. We're going to bring in Brainer Sanchez, who gives up a base hit. That's nice, game. So happy. $3.5 million reliever. $3.5 million reliever. Very good. Very good. Okay, well, they've held the guys at second and third. I don't know if that's going to be deep enough to score. It is deep enough to score. How did I fucking know it? How did I fucking know that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Our bullpen so far, in the first game and the third game, our bullpen has been abysmal. You know what? Should have fucking pulled him instantly. Looks like the offense has just decided to roll over and die. That's nice. Full count to Sanchez as he is going to loop a base hit over the head of the first baseman, and we haven't given up yet. 6-4 Ben Fletcher down 0-2. Okay. And then the last two guys go out on strikes to end the inning. We had something going there, boys. You could have at least tried to make contact with one of those pitches. Like, yeah, whatever. Burke popped up. Shulver. For some reason, Roberts is going to feel like he needs to catch that. I don't know why. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's striking out, like, if you count his World Series performance last year, I've seen him strike out way more than he probably should be, of late. Colt Keith hits a deep drive down the line. It's a one-run game. Colt Keith hasn't given up, even if the rest of the team had. One of those guys reach base and we're looking at a tie game, but nope. And that's a deep fly ball that does not turn into anything, as the Orioles win the first series of the season 2-1, because Detroit's bullpen could not figure out how to fucking throw a single pitch in the strike zone. Very nice. Very nice, boys. Just great way to start the season. I'm not mad, you're mad. Anyway, I'll see you guys for at the draft.